Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of CJ's Coins and Crafts. This is episode 47 of our US Commemorative Series. This one is covering the 1936 Delaware Tercentenary. The first attempt at European settlement in what is now Delaware occurred in 1631 near Lewis, which was destroyed by local Native American tribes. The Swedes tried in 1638 with two ships, the Kalmar Nickel and the Fogel Grip, an expedition commanded by Peter Minuit, and settled the present site of Wilmington. The colony of New Sweden, established to profit from the fur trade, was on land claimed by the Dutch in New Jersey and the English in Maryland. In 1664, though, the English conquered New Netherland, the Dutch possession in the Middle Atlantic states, and in 1682, Delaware was granted William Penn, the new proprietor of Pennsylvania. Delaware became one of the original 13 colonies, and in 1787 was the first state to ratify the Constitution. A joint resolution authorizing 20,000 commemorative half dollars for the 300th anniversary of Swedish settlement in Delaware was introduced into the U.S. Senate by Joseph F. Guffey of Pennsylvania on March 4th, 1936. It was referred to the Committee on Banking and Currency and was one of several commemorative coin bills to be considered on March 11th, 1936 by a subcommittee led by Colorado's Alva B. Adams. No further action was taken on that joint resolution, but on March 16th, Guffey and Delaware's Daniel O. Hastings introduced a new one. Among the changes made were requiring that the president of the Delaware Tercentenary Commission sign off on coin orders from the mint, rather than requiring the chairman of the commission's coinage committee to be the one responsible. When Adams reported the joint resolution back to the Senate on March 26th, he attached an amendment entirely rewriting the bill and explained in an accompanying report the bill above referred to contains certain provisions which the committee recommend be eliminated not only from such bill, but also from all subsequent bills relating to the issuance of commemorative coins. One of these provisions would have allowed the coins to be issued at several mints, and another provision would have permitted the coins to be issued at such times and in such amounts as the committee or other body in charge of the commemorative exercises might determine. He also stated that, quote, the committee recommend that the issuance of the coins be limited to one mint to be selected by the director of the mint, and not less than 5,000 such coins be issued at any one time. The joint resolution was brought to the Senate floor on March 27, 1936, the first of six coinage bills being considered. It was amended and passed without recorded dissent. In the House of Representatives, the bill was referred to the Committee on Coinage, Weights, and Measures. That committee reported back on April 16th with an amendment that raised the minimum mintage to 25,000 pieces. On April 30th, J. George Strait of Delaware brought the bill to the House floor and it passed without discussion or dissent. As the two houses had not passed identical versions, this sent the bill back to the Senate. On May 4th, Adams moved that the Senate agree to the House amendment, which it did. The bill was signed into law on May 15th, 1936, by signature of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, authorizing 25,000 half dollars. The DSTC General Secretary George Ryden wrote to the Assistant Director of the Mint, Mary M. O'Reilly, requesting procedural information stating that the Commission might order as many as 50,000 coins in two waves, and informing her that the DSTC planned to elect the design for the coin by open competition. The competition was judged by three members of the DSTC, which was C.L. Ward, George Ryden, and George A. Elliott, along with sculptors John R. Sinnock, the U.S. Mint's chief engraver, and noted sculptor Dr. Robert Tate McKenzie. 38 entries were submitted, and the honor of being the final design and a $500 prize was awarded to Carl L. Schmitz. The designs were received by the Commission of Fine Arts on November 5th, 1936, prints of them were sent to Lee Laurie. In a letter of November 9th to the CFA Secretary, H.R. Kamerer, Laurie stated, "These models seem to me to be made by one who understands the business. They are excellent." End quote. He was unsure what the designs represented, though, and asked for clarification. DSTC Chairman C.L. Ward responded to him on November 14th, disclosing Schmitz's name and explaining the designs and wanting modifications to the shape of the church. On December 14th, the CFA approved the design subject to Ward's concerns being addressed. The completed models were sent to the Medallic Art Company of New York for reduction to coin-sized hubs. The understood obverse of the coin shows the Old Swedes Church as described as the oldest Protestant church building in the U.S. still used for worship. The church depicted as it appears after the addition of a tower and belfry in 1802, not as it was in 1699. Above the church, the sun is depicted with its rays piercing the clouds. The year 1936 appears as required by the authorizing law, and between the year and the church is the motto, "In God We Trust." The reverse depicts the Kalmar nickel, based on a Swedish-made copy of the model of the ship Marin Museum, the Swedish Naval Museum. The artist's initials, CLS, are to the right of the ship. Under the waves beneath the ship are Liberty and E Pluribus Unum, along with the anniversary dates. Separating the dates beneath the ship from each other and are from the words Delaware Tercentenary, and that ring the design are 3 diamonds. These symbolize the 3 counties, Kent, Newcastle, and Sussex, of Delaware, known as the Diamond State. A total of 25,015 coins were minted in March 1937 at the Philadelphia Mint, with the 15 pieces set aside for inspection and testing at the following year's meeting of the Annual Assay Commission. The coins were sold by the DSTC through the Equitable Trust Company of Wilmington at $1.75 per piece. Coins that had been ordered in advance were distributed in late March and April. Of the 25,000 coins minted, 20,978 were sold, leaving 4,022 pieces being returned to the mint for redemption and melting. Proceeds from the coins were used to fund local celebrations of the anniversary, which were held in Sweden and the United States in 1938. Sweden also issued a commemorative coin for the anniversary, a 2-kroner coin depicting the Kalmar nickel. The Swedish coin had a mintage of 508,850 pieces and were promoted by American coin dealers as collectible alongside the Delaware half dollar. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you guys like this content, please hit the like. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe. Click the bell to be notified when I upload new videos, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.